Yeah. And what has that done for you? Just like being, like becoming aware of it and kind of seeing, oh yeah, I'm probably early Prince. I'm getting into these are the things I need to do in order to get there, or what?
Yeah, I think it's kind of just given me more of a sense of security rather than thinking like I'm late to the game. I was having more fun. I was in my adventure stage in the night. So I'm just more accepting of that and recognizing that I'm getting into building my kingdom now.
That's so cool. It's so neat how I think the biggest gift of all this is that we get to step into more self-compassion and then more curiosity and like stepping out of judgment, um, more and more in our relationships, And I just feel like it's so easy to look at, like compare ourselves to other people and think that we're in the wrong place
Right.
or we're doing the wrong thing or that someone's acting different than us and so they're acting wrong. And I just find, like, as I step into judgment, I was studying the Course in Miracles today and this week, I mean, and it was saying how judgment is what puts us into suffering. And it makes this like wrong and right dichotomy that actually is it almost like choosing into suffering. So as we step more and more out of judgment of making people right and wrong, it's the more we can just have more peace and steady joy and love in our lives. So
Mhm.
I've really been kind of noticing that in having learned this stuff. So anyone else want to jump in and share just what has transformed or how you've been able to show up differently from the course this week or the book? Hi, welcome Jody and Neela. And actually, I can't see. It's not Neela. Who is it that shows up as Neela? I can't remember, but anyway, people are starting to hop in. Oh, it is Neela. Hi. Sorry. Hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here with us. So, yeah, Neela, do you want to share how are you showing up differently now that you have this new information?
I'm actually more cognizant, and I am talking about it more. My sister is also a part of this as well. So her and I are actually taking this opportunity to brainstorm together quite frequently. I'm actually, talking to her, talking to friends, talking to, men and women, just, trying to brainstorm and absorb as much information as possible. So that's been a cool learning journey for me. And I'm really appreciating it. Actually, my sister was telling me before we got on, we're really sad that this is coming to an end soon because it's been such a lovely space, and we've learned so much.
I'm so glad. And it's so powerful to do this with other people. So I love that you're doing this with people that you love because it's really powerful. Like it gives you new language, it gives you new ways of looking at things, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it's super cool. So yeah, that's really neat that you guys have been able
Feel
to do
very grateful. Thank you.
that. I'm so glad. Well, March 6th, we're starting into Understanding Women. So last week I shared that, and at the end of the class, I'll share the link for that. So I definitely want to make sure everyone is invited to that and knows about that because we can continue this journey and it's so fun. So anyone else wanted to share before we hop in? Jody, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'll share just real quick. The same kind of thing. I've just been really aware of all these little tidbits of things I've been learning from you. So when I'm having conversations with men, I notice I still might mess up and interject or whatever, but I'm really way more aware of it now. And it's, I can just really see how all these different things we're learning play out. If you thwart a man's thought, he's like, you can just see it it's just so much more clear than it used to be. And I am getting better at receiving as well without this. I'm kind of becoming more aware that I've had this compulsion I did not know I had, which is to give above and beyond what I'm receiving. So, like, in order to make it okay to receive or to feel worthy or whatever the underlying programming is, I have to return it in kind and then double down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and how I'm kind of it's doing a disservice to both myself and to the men in my life who
Oh,
want to contribute. So I don't know. I'm just having awakening after awakening, and hopefully I have these men to practice on. So that's good. So thank
it's
you for
so
this.
good.
It's changing my life, really.
It's so great. So that's so awesome. Thank you, Jody. And I was actually just talking to my girlfriend about this because it's really fascinating. And this is a lot about what we go into in chapter 8 and 9 is this idea of like how the impact of women attacking, emasculating, interrupting men, and how when a man has has to protect himself from you, he can't protect you. When he's trying to like when you're so independent and you're protecting yourself from him, then he can't even give to you. It's like you have walls all around you, right? So there's this ability to open ourselves up to receiving, to allow and empower men to be their fullest expression. But I just have noticed like the stories, even that I grew up with, of like men not showing up, not paying, not, and the laziness or the what a jerk he was. And then just going back into the story and looking at it from a different perspective and going, what if there's a different perspective? And it's not justifying his misbehavior and it's not blaming everything on the girl. It's just saying, like, there are two different perspectives. And if we can go in with curiosity, maybe we can create a different experience next time. Right. And so I don't know. I've just seen, like, I'm just seeing things from a different perspective. And then it's softening me to experience, like to see things outside of this like judgment that wasn't actually creating what I wanted. So what I love is at the end, I'm going to jump over to like the end of the summary on page 30. It says, like, how do you know if you're doing this right, if this is working, if you are showing up in a way that's empowering for both you and your partner? And the questions to ask are like, are you both empowered? And are you both more joyful and able to chase your dreams? And I think those two questions are really powerful to ask because you're like the if you're getting what you want, then you don't go and change everything, right? Like you're like, well, I don't want to do this. Well, fine, don't. Are you getting the results that you want? Right? And if you're joyful and you're able to chase all your dreams and you have the support that you want and you have the partner that you want and you have like this awesome, just keep doing what you're doing. But if not, then let's look at how you could show up differently. So does anyone have any comments or thoughts on that? I'm gonna keep the awesome conversation moving. So the question that I thought was really fascinating, and I'd love to hear what you guys found on page 28, 9, it says, Claudia said, thank you for asking for what you need. And so the question is, when have you felt really empowered by asking for what you wanted and what you needed? And what has it felt like when you found out or someone's told you what their needs were and you were able to fulfill them? And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like I find it's very difficult for me to identify my needs and then to ask for my needs to be met. And it seems like as I look at it, the easiest people for me to ask for my needs to be met is with my kids. Like, hey, I really need help here. Like, because in my world right now, those are the people that actually can meet my needs in a way. Like and I really do need their help. Like I fundamentally can't do it all. And so I can ask in that space, but like it seems like I have to expand my world into a space where I need more help. Like the more I expand my business, the more help I need, right? So like as I've expanded in my business, then I've actually gotten a lot more support and help, even from Brooke. Like she's totally this amazing person that can like step in and meet some of my needs where I just couldn't do it without her. And in my partnership, as I put on retreats and stuff, that shows up for me. But yeah, where in your life do you ask for needs to be met? And where do you meet people's needs and how does that feel? So I'd love to hear some of your thoughts or insights. Anyone want to share? What's it like, your relationship with your needs?
I'll share again, Paige, if nobody
Yeah.
wants to. I struggle. I'm a lot like I've heard you talk about yourself, just in deciphering what I need. Usually I wait till it builds up and then it comes out as like I need help, like an exacerbated need instead of, but you know what, I'll say one of the things I've learned from you is that men by their nature like to help. And with my brother, I think I've mentioned that I would be like, feel this resentment building of his, soda cans spilling over and everything. Like, does he not see it? And instead of saying like, come on, take your cans out, I just said, hey, I need to ask you for some help or something, or can I get your help with something? And he's like, sure. Would you mind? I said, that really just makes my brain feel cluttered when it's all stacked up there. Would you mind taking those out? Sure, no problem. Do you want me to get the rest of the trash in the house? I was like, me and my magic wand over here. It's so surprising because I realized it doesn't have to be as hard as I've been making it my entire life. It actually can be mutually beneficial. And so on the same token, with my new boyfriend, and I'm practicing receiving and practicing asking for things. And I'm having the same experience. Like, not only is he happy to fulfill my needs, he's grateful that I'm willing to say or even try to figure out what I need and communicate it. And when I was talking to him about this last week, I was like, well, what are some of the things you want me to know about you, kind of questions. He's like, well, number one, I'm not a mind reader. And I was like, he goes, so if you need something, you can just say it. And I was thinking, how many men would probably say the same thing? Like, please, dear God, just ask for what you want. I'd be happy. Give me a clue, So it's totally different than I've grown up thinking it was. Totally different.
Yeah.
And it feels for it to be easy.
Yeah, I saw Greg lifting his hand like, yes, I want to hear from Austin and Greg on this because this is so good, Jody. It's so good. I love it. It makes me so happy to hear how you're applying it and how cool to have those conversations. Like, what do you want me to know about you? What a great question to ask a man. Like the quality of your questions, your life determines by the quality of your questions. Like, ask good questions. So anyway, Austin, go ahead. And then
Yeah, so I'd say the same thing. I think it's hard for me to recognize what I want, but I'm always like trying to serve other people. So I'm constantly just like looking for different ways to serve people. But if like they just told me what they were needing, it would be a lot easier.
And this is one of the things that is like so funny about humans is we assume so much about the needs of other people. And so we're constantly like a little bit just off from meeting them in what their needs are, and then they're feeling like less than totally absolutely grateful, and you're feeling less appreciated because the assumption was that if you gave them this, they would have the same amount of appreciation and gratitude as you would if you received that. And instead of just going, hey, what would fulfill your needs and what So we're going to actually have a breakout room after this where you're going to actually practice saying these kind of things. So Greg, go ahead.
I gave my mother a football one time. She didn't really appreciate it, not as much as I did. And I think this is a great. I'm not a mind reader. Thank you very much, Jody. That's a good one. I'm going to remember that. And Mary Joy, who's right above you in this little thing right here. That now and then. I'm not a mind reader, and I don't want to spend energy trying to figure it out. I don't want hints. I don't want a clue. I want it just give it to me. What do you want? I don't want clues. I'm not I don't play I don't want to play that game. Right? Like what do you think I want? I don't have a idea in my brain at all of what you want. But tell me and I'll do what I can to get it for you. That's the way it is. Because if guys aren't sort of helping women out, what are they doing? Golfing, right?
It's okay. So, like, this reminds me of something that I heard Allison teach at some point. She said, you know, you can have a guy that loves to go shopping with you, that can like guess what you would love and pull out things and just know exactly what you would need and love. And then when you need to buy it, you'll have to hand over your credit card, you know? But if you want a guy that like wants to buy something for you and he's like, yeah, here's my credit card, like I want to buy something for you, then you're going to have to tell him what it is, right? He's not going to be this like, you know all of your feelings and everything. And I don't know how accurate that is, but it rang true for me and some of the guys that I've talked to about with it. But how beautiful to even just be given permission to say like, and for men too, like for men to say, hey, like I would really love to have a back rub right now, and it would be so great. You'd be like, oh, like I want to give you something. You give me so many things. Like I want to give you something that would actually feel good right now. But if I think I have a sore back and he would probably want a back rub, we're just mismatching our needs. So just the importance of clear communication and asking for your needs to be met. And one of a great process to do this is to just write down in a column like the things that people appreciate about you, like the things that make you you, you know, like even just like your creativity. I'm creative, I'm energetic, I'm fun, I'm whatever it is, all the things. And even you can go out and ask a bunch of people, what do you love about me? And they'll share all those things. And then in the next column, you say, what gives me the capacity to do that? What helps me to be that? What helps me to be energetic? Well, sleep is one of them. So I need sleep. So if I'm in a partnership, what does enough sleep look like? And what does sleep like feel like? And what time do I need to go to sleep? And all these things, like in a partnership, that's something to communicate around. Or I need to drink water. And you know what? I really struggle with getting water. So either brainstorm with me or just bring me a cup of water at my desk. Or like, what's the request? And him going, you know what? I'm going to just put a water cooler in your office. Like whatever it is, but they're in partnership with you and they can help meet your needs if they know them. Or they can say, I can't meet that need. And that's okay too. You figure out another way of meeting them. But anyway, going through and saying, this is the quality that I want to be. This is the quality that I love about myself. Other people see in me and makes me uniquely me in the world. And then what gives me that? And how much, like how often, right? I need it every single day. I need it twice a day. I need it, 8 hours a day. I need to do it once a week, whatever it is. So writing that down, and then that has been a huge help in me figuring out what my needs are and then how. So here's what I want you to do. And if you are, have your workbook and book in front of you, that'd be